Boys, so there are many arm wrestlers who are considered the goats of the sport, but I am convinced that every single one of them has a problem that stops them from being the true, undisputed number one. Levan Saginashvili. Levan Saginashvili is arguably the strongest arm wrestler to ever pull raw power buys. But I mean, there are so many issues to him which stop him from being the GOAT. Where do we even begin? Well, first off we can talk about the weight. Levan weighs like 50 kilos more than everyone else around him. At this point, East vs West could just make a super heavyweight division just for him at this point. Levan got gassed out, he had to pull out of finishing the match and almost lost against an up-and-coming Hermes Gasparini who weighed like 60 kilos less than him in that match. He got his hand taken against a malnourished Devon in 2024 and was actually forced to flop press against him. Almost got stopped by Jerry Caderet, who is now completely washed up, and against guys like Vitali looked significantly worse. If you were to exchange Kamil for Jerry in that match against Levan, it would be a bad day for him. Moreover, he seems to be ducking the competition, he doesn't want to face Vitali Laletin, pulls out after a very sus injury. He's so scared of losing a round that he does whatever this is instead. So currently he's half retired and I guess he's gonna be coming back in 2027. Levan Saginashvili, not my GOAT. Denis Siplenkov. If you would imagine someone being the GOAT of the sport, you would think that it's someone who represents the sport, who is like the face of the community. Not this washed up, trying to stay relevant, refusing to take any matches, clinging to the legacy hammer bum. He's had it for like 8 years at this point and today is unable to comprehend the concept of some trophy that would carry some interesting legacy. I mean, Levan gets it, everyone on the right arm seems to get it, but because of this guy, we were forced to use these stupid goofy ass gauntlets. Yeah, he had a great peak, but even if you were to take the strongest version of Denis Siplenkov, even in the universe where he kept on improving, he still wouldn't beat the top one today. His hand simply wouldn't hold up. Yeah, his arm, his overall strength was great, but he didn't have enough table IQ even back then to utilize all of his weapons. And currently he just seems to be doing some kind of a holding motions against athletes who weighed like 60 kilos less than him. Just relying on his power the way he did before wouldn't work him in today's world. He returned for a bit in 2023, but a weaker version of Devon exposed exactly what I'm talking about and stopped him in his tracks. Denis Siplenkov, not my GOAT. John Brzing. All respect to John Brzing. He is great. He had the longest era of dominance, but he competed in an era with fewer truly elite super heavyweights when the sport was much less developed, where there wasn't any highest league, it was just many tournaments all around the world. And even when those first Russian monsters started showing up like Alexei Vovoda in 2024, that's when he started losing. And since then the sport has once again evolved to a completely different level. His highest peak is definitely not comparable to the strongest we've got today. I am not even sure if I would rank him in the top 5 if we were to take the today's rankings. John Brzing, not my GOAT. Next up, we've got Engin Terzi. Engin has built up a lot of titles, and just feat-wise we could compare him to like a lighter version of John Brzing, but he is not someone fitting of representing the sport. He started the biggest league of arm wrestling today, East vs West, which we are all definitely grateful for. But after it ended, he tried to burn it down. Everyone suddenly started pleading their allegiance to Engin Terzi like he's some kind of a hero, and Devon is the biggest villain of the sport that they have ever seen. Like they tried to kick Devon out some way, even though he is the most profitable guy in the sport. In succession to that, Georgia vs World just appears, looking very similar to East vs West, looking like a substitute, like trying to get rid of East vs West and putting this on the forefront instead. Engin absolutely despises when someone has different opinions than him. His latest match against Artur Makarov, where he was basically supposed to prove that he is the greatest lightweight in the world, was the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Filmed, I guess, in his basement or somewhere in his living room. There was no live stream, it was very edited, and he deletes, even not just under this video, he deletes YouTube comments and even attacks those who don't like him, who disagree with his opinions. Like for example when he tried to burn down Aussie Arm Wrestler's YouTube channel by copyright striking him. Not my GOAT. Moving on, we got Oleg. Oleg has probably the most mutated arm in arm wrestling, the most optimized body for arm wrestling. He has an insane pound for pound performance, especially before his injury, before the tragic car crash. He was winning against guys like Vitaly Laltin and Levan Saginashvili, who are literally twice his size. But after he got injured, he never really rose to that same level. But I believe that there is still a lot of time for him to grow, and it'll be interesting to see him in the future. But for now, definitely not my GOAT. And now we've got No Limits, Devon. Well, this man, one of the longest elite level careers in the sport, certainly the most popular, most known ambassador of the sport. He is very known, very popular, very likable, very charismatic, has the largest social media. But there are a lot of buts. Devon cheats. This guy tries everything in his power to get the greatest setup possible, and that means intentionally starting before the goal, evading fouls at all costs, preloading, screaming at the referees, talking all the fucking time. He likes to trash talk and humiliate and make fun of his opponents, and simply due to the sheer popularity of him, he tends to get away with a lot of it, because he is the one who brings the most money to the sport. And even with all of this shit he does, he still isn't the undisputed best. He has been elite for nearly 2 decades, but never the undisputed number one. Guys like Denis, John, Levan, Michael, all of these, at many periods of his career, could have beaten him, and they have. Denis in 2018, John in 2015, Levan in 2022 and 2024, Michael Todd in 2018. He was never the true greatest, and unless he beats Levan today, he still isn't at the top. Continuing on, Devon takes drugs, like he took LSD in the Petrenko match, and we all saw that he was going literally insane in that match, and he seems to be only the strongest in weight categories where he's clearly the biggest athlete. I mean, he dropped down to 105 against Petrenko, and you can see this man is literally built different than them. He got beat by Gennady in his reign of dominance before facing Levan the second time, then he got absolutely demolished on the left by Camille, and it seems like the only response he had to that was that against Gennady he simply got bigger than them once again. So I guess that if he wants to beat Levan Saginashvili, 180 kilos is the answer. The only true GOAT in my eyes is, of course, Ryan Bowen. Ryan Bowen is certainly the undisputed GOAT. We just haven't seen him at the elite stage performing against Levan Saginashvili, but I am absolutely certain that when he reaches 40 years old and gets to like 140 kilos, he will develop such a great king's move that even the mighty Levan Saginashvili's wrist will buckle, the riser will drop, and he will not be able to do anything against him. And with that, Ryan Bowen will claim the true number one GOAT spot in the world, because we can all see that his numbers are absolutely ridiculous. His performances are outstanding at the moment, and he is exponentially rising every year. And that's everything from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.